So there's only one weapon out of this Close Quarters DLC that we have yet to do, and that is the LSAT. But what's going on, guys, in the works? And yes, we are looking at the LSAT LMG today, which is a very strange LMG. I'll put it like that. And don't get out of your LAV, guys. If it's not destroyed, you do not abandon your LAV. That is a bad way to really just screw your team over. Even if it is almost, about to blow up, you don't get out until that very last second, because otherwise it can turn pretty ugly. But the LSAT is what we are worrying about today, not LAVs. And the LSAT is one of those LMGs that I don't really know what its purpose is. I guess you could say that it fills the void between guns like the M249 and the M60, because they're both belt fed. This is obviously a belt fed LMG, but it doesn't do damage like the M60, doesn't do damage like the M240 Bravo. It is a normal 25 damage weapon, not a 30 damage weapon, so it is kind of a little bit more tricky to use. It is a I don't know how to really explain it. The fact that it shoots so slow kind of negates its usefulness. It's much like the Type 88, and if you're a fan of the Type 88, you're going to be just fine when using this, because it's almost exactly the same. It has a very similar recoil pattern, but I found the LSAT is a little bit harder to control than the Type 88, because it took me a while to really appreciate what the Type 88 did in this game. I was recording for an underused weapons video with the Type 88, and I still haven't got around to editing that. But the Type 88 was one of the last weapons that I wanted to do for that, and I was like, I never ever see anybody using the Type 88. So I started using it, and I was like, wait a second, this thing actually has some usefulness, and it actually, I could do well with it. Only on some maps did the Type 88 excel, but it did have a purpose, because it shot at such a slow rate that it was really easy to get gobs and gobs of people up close. So I found myself running up on maps like Metro behind a bunch of people and just destroying face with them. Now, I will point out that if you've got 200 rounds, that's really not a huge issue. So the 249 does have some purpose in that respect. It can, and this guy sucks. How did he not kill me? The 249 can actually, basically fill the same void, but I mean, a low fire rate, low recoil weapon, you can be really accurate. You can time your shots, you can get those headshots. So maybe some people do enjoy using that. And so I think those are probably going to be the people that enjoy using the LSAT. Me particularly, not a huge fan of the LSAT. The low rate of fire, it only fires I think 650 rounds per minute, and the fact that it just does low damage really just kind of negates the thrill that I would get from using an LMG. And I would much rather use the M249. I would much rather use the M60 for that matter, because the M60 shoots pretty slow like this. But if you're a fan of the Type 88, you're going to be a fan of the LSAT, because it's almost a carbon copy. An interesting thing I actually found about the LSAT is it doesn't shoot normal rounds. It actually shoots like a charge. It's weird. I don't really know how to explain it, because I didn't really fully understand it, but it doesn't have like rim fire. It just shoots like an explosion that's like a fully composite bullet or something along those lines, which is really weird. It's actually a prototype weapon. There's not a lot of these in service, but the point is to try to make ammo lighter. And if you didn't know, I worked in a rim fire making company for a really long time, and if you've been around the channel, you probably know what I'm talking about. But yes, maybe one day I will tell the story of my ammo making days, working at Winchester. But it doesn't shoot a normal round, and the point is to make the rifle or the gun lighter. It is supposed to be, one of those squad automatic weapons that aren't so heavy, and I know that's what a lot of people in the Army, Marines, Navy, all those people complain about, the 249 being too heavy, because not only do you have to carry the weapon, you got to carry the ammo. So having lighter ammo is certainly going to make things easier. But overall, not a huge fan of the LSAT, but it is usable. If you like the Type 88, you will love this thing. Overall, I don't really see myself using this a ton. In fact, I don't really know if I see myself using it any, because a lot of the other LMGs really just outclass it. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.